Yeah, just wreck the joint. The hecklers are alive.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to 4 p.m. How you going? Hey. Bumper Good Friday crowd. Welcome to Mona and Happy Easter and all the things. My name is Dean Stevenson. This is 4 p.m. Please thank and show the love for the string quartet for today. Miranda, Phoebe, Caleb and Nick. Right. So, a lot to get through today. Here at 4 p.m. Every day the museum is open. This happens here at 4 o'clock, 4 p.m. I've been writing music today, so it's new music every day that the quartet come and sit down. They're looking at the parts now, not knowing really how they're going. The pencil's out already. Now we're going to stop and start as we have a little rehearsal as we put today together, because they haven't played it yet, because only about half an hour ago I finished writing it. That's the idea of 4 p.m. I write a new thing each day and we're about to play it for the first time. So because we're having a little rehearsal, stops and starts and so forth, there's a little 4 p.m. drinking game I'd like to employ, because it's good for everyone who's got a drink. If you don't have a drink, there's a bar just under the stairs around the corner. These guys are going to make lots of notes on their part. Orchestral musicians love pencils. And to make little rehearsal notes. So choose a musician. You might choose Nick here on the cello. Every time Nick touches his pencil, have a drink. So choose your musician and choose wisely. Some are more sober than others. We'll see how we go at the end. Okay, so we're going to get today started. Now, we can have some questions, whatnot, if you like. What I will do is explain just briefly what I did today. I realised recently that there's a little melody, 4 notes, ba-da-da-da, dee-da-da-da, and then I go like this modulator, so dee-da-da-da, 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 dee-da-da-da. And I just did this when I wash the dishes or I'm driving the car, and I realised I've been doing it for years. It's just something I hum over and over and over again. It was only quite recently that I realised the thing that this noise that was always there, just giving me the shits, was actually myself, just singing this little thing all over and over and over again. So what I thought I'd do is I'd write it, trying to exorcise the little bugger from my brain. So that's what I've done today. Dee-da-da-da, dee-da-da-da. And you'll hear it played and modulated and twisted and whatnot by the quartet. So that's what I started with. That was my impetus. If you're over here, or you're very close to the screen, you can watch my score whiz by over there. Paper copy of today's thing over here. If there's any music nerds who want to read it, don't take that home. I need that. Okay, here is. Oh, and today is I've been doing this now for 420 days. Today is day 420. Thank you. Thank you. Right then, hello. Okay, let's see what happens to this little melody. Please get it out of my head once and for all. It starts with first violin. It sounds like this. Lovely. Miranda Carlson, everyone. Thank you. Is she going to touch her pencil? No. No. Okay. Who's? Don't choose Nick because he hasn't even got a drink. So he's not really invested in the game, right? I got a pencil, yeah. Okay, so that's the introduction. So the first violin sets it up, and now he'll come in at figure A. Oh, Miranda touched her pencil, so you had a drink. This is going to end well. Viola, take it. The cello. Second. No. And now C. Second. Using cello. Movement in first. Hold there. Okay, all right, so go. Start reading, aren't they clever? Okay, so all this time is like it's dark and boogie, and I'm kind of trying to see what I can do with the melody. You can hear it's already sort of been modulated a few times. So now we're going to come into a nice big, like everyone's playing together, melody proper, and it's only taken us like a couple of minutes of playing to get here. So here's figure D, melody proper. That was exciting. Okay, hold there. Going very well. We're going to see who's going to touch their pencil. Anyone? Anyone? No? Okay, so we're about to do it. I really like the next bit. I think it's really subtle, and it's going to be nice. Before we get to the end, or maybe when we get to the end, then we'll go back and play it all the way through, so you'll hear what it's like as a complete piece, because I don't know how it fits together yet. If anyone has any queries or questions or wants to have a chat about the process, think about what question you've always wanted to ask a cellist, and we'll come back to you. Like, why doesn't he have a drink? Okay, 2 bars before F. Unless you got anything you want to cover again? Okay, 2 bars before F. What's up? Here we go. The cellos, as the melody's turned into a bass line. Movement in second. G. Okay, hold here. Now that bit, what I've tried to do, and you'll hear, is the bit we just played, which I really like. That was really sweet. Melody and the bass line, I'm a fucking genius. But I've tried to kind of bring it back, but differently. But I might just want to repeat that bit again. But we'll see if it comes back similarly enough, and if we're satisfied down in the lower regions of satisfaction, as much as that was. H.
Yep.
Okay. Cello has the melody. Feels like C major now. Okay. Yes, please. Now to L. Hold there. This is all very, very good. Happy with that? All up to there. Oh, Miranda touched her pencil. If you've chosen Miranda, you've chosen well. Hello. Anybody got any questions or issues apart from about the music? You having issues? Yeah, we've all got. I've got a rash too, but I'm not going to talk about it. Anyway, no. Hello, balcony people. You can also ask a question. Nice to have you up there. No one's got a question? No. Okay. We'll press on. Just issues, great.
Are you going to ask her what her issues are?
Oh, can we ask you what your issues are?
Yeah, you can. What do you want to know? Which issue would you like to know about? Actually, you get to ask. Oh, I have issues. You know that. I totally have issues, don't I?
This could go fucking belly up real quick. Oh, you're right. Okay. Everybody have a drink now. Just. Good.
Letter M, was it?
M for Miranda. Okay, now we've got some pizzicato. So in second and viola now, and first we're going to change to pizzicato, which means you pluck the string, you don't bow it. Let's go from M. E. N. That's cool. Good. Hold it before we go to O. I realise that you've got quavers B, but it's kind of play it like it's that let's say 124. D da, 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 da. It's in line with the triplet. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
D.
Yes.
116.
116. What's wrong with 116?
Is my last note a mistake?
It isn't.
The only one.
Yep.
Is C of that.
Correct, because there's it's like a B7 chord.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. I go 116. I know. Okay, we're all good with up to there?
Yep.
From letter O, please. Here's the melody back again. Here are the 5/4. All right, and I gave the last bar because can you play the second last bar for me, please, Nick? So it's meant to finish on like a D major, so the D is in the bottom, but then you finish with the not D in the bottom. So it's like it's you finish, but it's like not quite resolved. So anyway, there you go. That was annoying. So there you go. So will this exorcise this melody from my head? I don't know. Let's see what it's like when we're ready to play all together.
Yep.
Okay. Questions, anybody? Any problems or queries apart from yes over the back? Come on, Nick. How's my inner process? Musically or personally? Musically. Yes, how's my process after 400 days, my iterative process and my faster or slower? So the more you do something, the better you get at that thing. Oh, there's a challenger. I think... Right, sex is still a mystery to you. Yeah. So, in answer, I've been doing this here 420 days. There are definitely processes that are better. Definitely processes, and part of that process is managing which ones of those are repeats and being careful not to do the same thing every day, because that would drive me nuts. It's rare to get an audience 2 days in a row, so it doesn't really matter to you, but if I repeat myself a lot, I'll drive myself crazy. But I do get quicker at throwing things down onto the page, yes, and quicker at making decisions about what's shit and what's not, and how quickly to get stuff out. And also, the very, 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 very rare thing about this particular gig, and me in particular, these guys can hide behind the fact that I wrote it. So if it sounds shit, they can go, well, he wrote it, I'm just playing what's on the page, dude. But if you do something at home, or if you write poetry, or if you make paint a picture at home, and if you don't like it, you can literally just burn it, put it in the drawer, and no one has to see it. It's very, very, very rare to have to show your shit every day, which is my issue. So I'm getting comfortable with doing things like that. It's not that good, but if I'm entertaining enough, hopefully you won't know, or you'll just go, yep, that was good, or that wasn't good, and then we can talk about how just showing up is important enough without having to think I have to shit a diamond for you, which some days I do. We've made some albums about the days I did. There you go, there's 3 volumes, 3 volumes of albums here you can buy from me or at the shop. I shit diamonds those days, but it's, you know, there's only so many songs on those, and there's 400 and something days. You have a question? I think I'm probably got some sapphires and some topazes in there which look like diamonds, but maybe not. Between 0 and 100, how many diamonds? I reckon the percentage is probably still about 10%. I'm not necessarily shitting diamonds, but the diamonds that I do shit are better than the old ones.
A bigger diamond.
A bigger diamond. What? An ethical... Africa, yes, okay. These are non-African diamonds I'm shitting here. Yeah. Well done. So yes, the percentage, I think, I don't know whether the percentage ever gets better for any artist, but the quality of the percentage might improve. Yes? No, this is the 3rd or 4th day I've tried to get the melody out, so I'm still trying. I'm still putting it in different contexts all the time. Eventually it'll... Hopefully, the next time I'm washing the dishes and whistling and listening to myself, I'll go, fuck, I'm so sick of that bloody thing now, I won't whistle it again. Not in a row, no. Yeah, good question. How's my style changed? So I've been... 25 years ago, I arrived in Tasmania in my car with some lamps, a record player, and a drum kit. And then I spent the first few years playing drums in bands. Only last Wednesday night, I was playing double bass and singing songs in a pub. So I still do that. So that's my background. So, and now I've tried to, I thought like it's lugging drums and bass and guitars out of pubs at midnight when I'm like in my 60s is a shit life. So this is a much more gentrified approach, I think, composition. So inevitably all those things inform what I do. So I listen kind of widely, but I can't help the fact that I probably like a very, I write the music I want to hear, which is probably a pretty narrow cast thing, and which is why. How much did I get paid for playing on Wednesday night? A beer and a meal. Nothing. It's quite true. Classical music does play better. Sometimes the royalty check comes in and go, wow. Yes, last question, then we're going to play today's piece. We've got quite a few things to play. I want to play yesterday's as well, which was awesome. What's it, sorry? How do I get inspired? Well, as I said, today I just had this da-da-da-da, 4 notes. That's it, to start with that. And yesterday's piece, which I'll play, was just a series of numbers that inspired me. So just sometimes it's just something simple or nothing at all, just showing up and just banging notes out on a piano. If you think you have to have a complete story, a complete vision before you put the pen to the paper or paintbrush or whatever your thing is, then you're already fucked. Because you think you have to know what you're doing before you do it, which is completely at odds with the idea of being creative. Because everything is just improvising and making stuff up with no idea at all and hoping it finds you, which eventually it does. Let's go. 420. They don't need me, I'm coming over here. Here we go. Here is today's piece of music from start to finish. Miranda, Phoebe, Caleb, Nick. There you go. There you go. Brand new music every day. That was day 420. Now, if no one's got any questions or problems or rashes they want to talk about, do you want to hear yesterday's? All right, we'll play yesterday's. And I'll tell you what inspired me yesterday. Yesterday was you're asking what my inspiration was. It's a simple thing. Yesterday was day 419. But this is also the fourth season of 4 p.m, of which it's the 14th day. So I put 14th day and 419 together, come up with the figures 1914. What happened in 1914, everyone? It was a war. So I just kind of held... Well, there's lots of things going on in front of me. But one of the things I thought about was the start of World War I. So I held this on my mind, you know, about that. People in war and all the things. I also had... this is what my dreams are like when I do this. Can I just quickly... Can I just quickly hear... we'll do this again. The first three bars of E. The first three bars of E. Just repeat those first three bars 4 times. This is what my dreams are like. And that just shit goes for fucking hours. It just doesn't stop. There's no way in or out of it, and so it sounds a bit Elgar-y to me, but it had no beginning, no end, so I had to just try and finish it. So I thought of Elgar, and then I thought it had 1914. Do you want me here for this? Yeah.
Maybe alright.
No? Yeah. Here we go. This is what I came up with yesterday, 1914.
Really change and it's the same to me.
Sounds a bit British.
Yeah, but it feels really different.
Beautiful, yes. Beautiful, beautiful. That was sight reading too. Sight reading that they've never played that before. Blows my mind what circus freaks they are. There's some recordings of the ones that we like. Maybe that one will make the next recording. Maybe it's a pretty one. Maybe that'll make there's 3 volumes you can get. There's downloads from me or at the shop. Every CD comes with download. And of course the book, the 4 p.m. book, everyone. 150 days of... Thank you very much. Thank you. David wrote the forward in it. 150 days of diarising. 11 hours of music through that. Buy the book from me or upstairs. Would you like to hear another one? Okay, all right. You have to buy some stuff. What shall we now?
Maybe Donna's Tango.
Donna's Tango. Is Donna here? We're going to play Donna's Tango.
What number is that one?
This is how, again, back to inspiration, sir. I came in on a Monday. What kind of Monday was it? It was a 27th of May. And I went, I don't know what to do. Anyone got any ideas? And a colleague here, Donna, said, write a tango. I think she was at Rectango the night before. So I went, okay, I'll write a tango. I didn't know how tangos go. Still don't really, but I think tangos are mostly in 4, but mine's in 3. See, I fucked it up already, but I gave it a shot. This is called Donna's Tango. Oh, I see. Oh, the fingering.
It's all right.
Okay? Okay. Here's Donna's Tango. Miranda, Phoebe, Caleb, Nick. All right. Okay. We got time for one more. Want to hear another one? What day? What day number was Donna's Tango? 345. Yeah. For those that there's a seat, there's a table over here if you'd like to have a. Okay, sit there, cool. Let's play My New Memory. This is one that I remember you saying you liked, and I think it was a bit of a cracker. This is called My New Memory. You probably have no memory of it at all, but it's on the new album, as well as Donna's Tango. Actually, they're both on this, which has you can come and buy it from Europe at the shop. Volume 3 at 4 p.m. This is called My New Memory, which is day number 391. 391. And all written here. What's that? It's no 3, 4. Thank you so much, Miranda, Phoebe, Caleb, Nick. Thank you. If you have to catch a ferry, run now. The museum is closing. That's 4 p.m. for today. My name is Dean. Come and buy something or buy it at the shop. Probably too late. Get it online. No streaming. If you don't buy it now, you've missed out. Okay. Thank you. Bye.